down time again. And I don't think we're going to beat the sun.
Welcome back. This is part 2 of our Outback Weekender, and we're picking up from the morning of day 2. And just to recap, we are currently on our way to the Lake Moore Lookout, which is a lookout that overlooks a vast salt lake called Lake Moore. Just wanted to share with you the kind of tracks we've got out here and the tyre pressures we're running. So at the moment I'm travelling at about 60 kilometres per hour and getting good pace and good speed because this is a condition of the track. It's actually really good, but you do get the real rough sections like you've probably already seen from yesterday's driving, and the tyre pressures we're running here are still quite low. I've got 25 rear, 20 front. I think all of us have around the 20-25. Alright, we're still on our way to that lookout, but I had to pull over here. This looks amazing. Check that out. We actually run tag-along tours out on this actual property, and the other property which we're going to after we're done today is a property which we have exclusive access to, and we run a 3-day tag-along tour, and usually around wildflower season, so people can get to experience this firsthand. The sun is over there, right up there, and you'll notice the flowers are all pointing towards the sun. That's the front, that's the back, all of them facing the sun. And on the opposite side of the road, they're all facing towards the sun. As the sun rises, the flowers and all plants will follow the sun over the course of the day. So by the end of the day, when the sun sets over there, all these flowers will have turned towards the sun. That's pretty cool. We are now on a very scaly and rocky track on our way to the Lake Moore Lookout. The drive there is quite spectacular as you drive over rolling hills with awesome views. Lake Moore, a dry salt lake. Now at the moment it is a little bit wet, so if you were to try and cross it on foot or by vehicle, you would sink straight away. This lake is about 180 kilometres in length, and this lake holds cultural significance to the Badimaya people. It was then time to try and find our way around the back of Mount Singleton. This track has not been driven in years. I've got permission from the owner to do it, and he had a bit of a laugh saying there's no way we would actually find it. I've done it before and I got really lost, so hopefully this time we can make it. Can I back up?
Thanks. You can back up a little bit, mate.
Might have to trim this for you as well, because of your rooftop tent and that.
Yeah. Well, if I go towards the right, I might be able to clear it, but I might cut a little bit of back.
Alright, so far the track's been pretty, well, it's very clear where it is. There has been some areas we've gone over so far where it's disappeared, but we can see it through the trees and stuff. Haven't had to clear too much stuff yet, so that's pretty good. You can tell no one's been down here for a long time. And the flowers are going pink and purple now. So there's Mount Singleton, and at the top there, on the edge, that's where we were yesterday, looking at all this stuff out here. And here's all the wildflowers. And you can just make out there's a faint track there. And it's actually easier this time because those wildflowers actually make it easier to see the wheel tracks up ahead. Last time I was here was just all long grass, you could barely see anything. Well, it's getting harder to find our way. You wouldn't think this is the track. So we've had to go on foot every now and then, and voila, there it is. This was one of the few dry creek crossings we had to do, and as you will note, the embankment and the exit is quite steep, so in order to avoid hitting it straight on and contacting the ground, we opted to take it on a 45-degree angle, which then improves our departure and approach angles. We have officially reached the end of the track that we can see. We cannot find the rest of it. We even had the drone up, so unfortunately we're going to have to just skip straight down to the river and get out of here as we need to get to our next location. Well, just as what happened last time, we had to take the river to get our way back. So the track led pretty much down to the river and we couldn't find it on the other side. We didn't really want to go bush bashing through all that stuff there, even though we had a line to follow on the map. Yeah, and besides that, there's a couple of reasons why you don't want to be doing stuff like that. For one, you're just making a new track over flowers and stuff, and then number two, you're leaving a track that others are just going to follow, and then that all of a sudden becomes another track. So that's why we opted to take the river back, and we've only got 2 kilometres, no, 6 kilometres to go on this river, which will take us right back to the homestead. Let us know when you guys got a visual behind there. It was getting late and it was time to hit the open road and head on to our next destination, which was quite far away. And I've been asked to keep the name of this place secret as we have exclusive access to it.
Air down time again. I don't think we're going to beat the sun. Still about 15 k's off road till we get to our campsite.
Morning of day 3, our short weekender, and this is the area I was eager to show my travel companions. Bit of a natural bridge there, but I wouldn't be walking over that. And the owner of the property has asked me, to keep the name of it away to prevent people from maybe just coming here unannounced. So I won't tell you where it is. And over here is our camp. So how'd we sleep, guys?
Oh, mint.
Good?
Dead to the world.
Dead to the world. And I had my second night in my opera house. Shark fin. Or black wolf ryebuck. And I'm pleased to say that this is probably, well, so far it's only been 2 days in it, 2 nights in it. I reckon this is probably one of the best things I have bought camping wise up
I've had such a good sleep in it, and it's so comfortable.
I then proceeded to show my travel companions the surrounding area around our camp before it was breakfast time.
So we're cooking breakfast on the back of Wayne's bucky, pickup, ute, whatever you want to call it. And I'm having scrambled eggs, they're having fried eggs. And what I've done is I've pre-done it in a bottle. So I've put a bit of milk in there, put my eggs in there, salt, pepper, and a little bit of cheese. So that's all in there, ready to go. And all I've got to do is pour it into the pan and cook it. And that way you're not going to trash your eggs in your fridge or anything either, if you don't have a safe spot to store them. I'm using this little hiker stove here. I always carry this with me. This is great for a single serving person running solo, and this is a little frying pan that fits on top of it, and it's got like this stabilizer thing that sits on the legs, but apparently it's got something to do with the heat distribution as well. I don't know how it works, but it cooks pretty quick, that's all I know. For oil out here, we use a spray can. It is so much easier. And when we finish cooking, we just wipe our pan down, give it a spray of oil, stick it back in the box, and it's ready for next time. Of course, if it's the last day, we just shove it in the garbage bag and then we clean it when we get home. Alright, so all that came out of that little bottle and it wasn't even full. And that's a lot of egg. That's probably good enough there for 2 people. But it's just me. Unless you guys want some. The cool thing about this Cedar Summit gear is this is what comes with the pan, and it's well, it's kind of heat resistant, I take it, and it clicks into here, and basically you just eat out of your pan, so you don't need a plate. Saves a bit more mess. Anyway, it's a pretty bit of kit for like one person. The weather today is really not playing the game. Well, it's not playing a game we want to play anyway. I think most of today is going to be spent inside the vehicles. Because I think it's going to get worse. A lot of grey clouds coming. I think we're lucky enough to escape the rain as much as we did for the last couple of days, and we only really got rained on at night, which was good.
Sadly, the rain kept coming and it got worse, so we didn't really get out of the vehicle very much towards the end of our last day. We did, however, manage to get out for a little bit at these cool looking boulders. You kind of wonder how they got there. These rocky outcrops are quite common out in the West Australian Outback, and they are great areas for collecting water. As you can see, water pools on the rock, so if you're ever stuck out in the outback and it's raining, head straight for these rocky outcrops, and I guarantee you, you will get water.
Rightio, that's pretty much the end of the trip. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to support the creation of this kind of content, you can go to patreon.com/RonnieDale. Please do subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in another video.